What is up, Team Happy and Fit? If you could turn on your video, that would be amazing. It's so good and lovely to see so many of you here tonight. Eric and I just drove, Eric drove 6 hours, and like this call's a priority to me. It's not a burden. It's not, oh no, it's like, Eric, we have to leave at this time, and he knows it too, to get there. And you know what's interesting too? He's like, Julianne, you're just a boss. And in our car ride, and we were probably like 5 hours in, so almost done. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't think we've said like more than 10 words to each other this entire trip besides our little picnic we had. He's like, because you're just getting to work. And that has taken a long time. I remember when he used to not like it when I was on my phone, but we almost compromised. Like, hey, if we're in the car, could that be me, like work time for me? And then wherever our destination is, that's like our time. Or, you know, like we started talking about like where we can make this work. And he saw how serious I was, because I was like, the car is like not that big of a deal, like a car ride. So can we make it to where, you know, I'm doing this? And he's like, yes. So we are just in SoCal. We have a couple of things. We have, first of all, welcome. If this is your first call, I'm so stoked you're here. My name is Julianne Condia. If we have not met, like we need to, hands down, like we need to become friends. I decided to do this whole coaching thing 5 years ago, May 19th. And it's just turned into so much transformation for me. And not just me, and it's all transformation for you. And so I'm so thankful you're here. On Tuesdays, we do best practices. It might be me or somebody else just sharing what's working, or, you know, whether it's strategy with social media or just pumping you up in life, like whatever it is, we're connecting. And I just am excited that you're here. I've always made Zooms a priority. One, community matters to me, and this business intrigued me. Like I wanted to know more about it because I really loved Beachbody. Like I loved the workouts, I loved Shakeology, and I loved the people. And I was like, maybe I can do something with this. And then the more I worked on my mindset, the more I realized that, wow, success doesn't play favorites. Success is not above me. Anyone can do this. Why not me? Like, why not me? And so that's just how I want to lead you. That's how I want to mentor you. And I really want to show you that this is a really simple thing. It's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be intimidated by. And in fact, you're just going to grow, and it's going to be amazing. So we have a Rise to Diamond group starting with 3 of the most influential women that I admire, Julie Voris, Christina Delgado, and my personal mentor, Trina Gray. Like, they are amazing. These ladies have been in the business for more than 10 years, and they are just bosses, like in life, like not even just in this business, the way that they want to be with their families, the way that they want to be in their friendships, the way they want to be in their fitness and physical journey. Like they just really love hard work, and they love leveling up. And there's just something about that. When you're struggling and you want to break that cycle, who do you think it's better to surround yourself with? Other people who are struggling in that cycle, or someone who is having success? So that is why I think these Zooms are so important, and these groups are so important, and being surrounded by this. I was just talking to someone who is in love with Shakeology. It's helping reduce her cravings. She really loves the community, and she was saying it's really hard because my family's not on board. And I said, you know what? They're not having success with this because they're not doing this, and then they're giving you their opinions. Their opinions, like, take them with a grain of salt, but those aren't your driver. Just as much as anyone who's saying, oh, you're doing that thing, you're doing that Beachbody thing, are they successful in this, and is it transforming their lives? If not, their opinion doesn't matter, right? If your intentions are good and you want to grow, cling to those who are going somewhere. And for me, that was Trina. Trina wanted to pay off all her debt. Trina wanted to be more present in her family's life. Trina wanted to empower women. Trina wanted to work on herself. And it's like, man, I want to be around women like that. I want to be around people like that. So this Rise to Diamond group there's a seat at the table for you. Why wouldn't you go sit at it? And the way to sit at it is being an active emerald, making that happen this week. And how about we don't make it so hard? Carrie just said, make it happen. Go talk to a family member. Just do it. maybe you don't, I didn't know what I was doing when I was like, hey mom, like my mom was my first customer. It was so cute. And she bought a bag of Shakeology, and then Eric was my first coach, but then I made my mom become a coach. I was like, Mom, this matters. I need to do this. I don't really understand everything, but my mentors are telling me like, I need to get the ball rolling with this. And she's like, okay. And then I had family members that weren't supportive. Okay, I kept on moving on. So we have, some of you are already in that group. You have to be an active Emerald, and you have to at least have one Success Club point. Really, it's probably two, which is one challenge pack. One challenge pack of Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology. Goodness, you can sign up a family member with a challenge pack, and then you have half of your way there, right? And this group, they're going to help you grow your business. These three ladies for the next 6 weeks are going to share their best practices, and they're going to help you get to wherever you want to go, which is amazing. So Carrie was on the call, and Danielle was on the call. And so Carrie and Danielle said this. She talked and broke down how easy it is to get to Emerald and how important it is. It is so important. How many times have I said this? Like, I think I just like preach it, and then isn't it nice to hear it from someone else so you know I'm not BSing you? Like I'm not, like I'm not. I know I'm not, because I understand it, but sometimes it takes someone else to hear it. But you guys, Emerald is what needs to happen. Like, it is amazing. It is such a gift. By the way, people are gifts. And I said that to someone today because she's like, I know you're really, really busy. And I'm like, no, people are gifts. Like, my schedule is fine. Like, my schedule can work around this, but you're a gift and I want to hang out with you. And broke down how you can start making money and how simple this business is. And you know what? Like, if you guys love this so much, why wouldn't you want to make money in it? It's not selfish. It's not bad. And I'm sorry if you've grown up your whole life thinking that money is bad. Actually, I'm not really sorry. Let's just start to change that. And the hard thing is you are going against habits you've built your whole life, whether that's body shaming, whether that's negativity, whether that's hating fitness and all these aspects of health. You are literally combating years and years and years of lifestyle habits and thoughts to now living a different way. And it is going to be a push and a pull. And that is why being here together is that reminder that you're on the right course. That, yep, I should be feeling this little like tug and it's a little bit hard, but I'm just going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on doing that. Carrie said, also a big takeaway, she described your spouse or your family member's account as, oh my gosh, yes, it is literally a franchise. It is. Eric is sitting on $132,000 just because I signed him up as my first coach. And I did not understand it. I did not understand. I did not understand it. My mom is right there with Eric sitting on $132,000 because she was the next person after Eric. I'm telling you what, it's a huge deal. You will not understand it yet, but trust me when I say it is an investment for sure. Like, that's amazing. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Carrie. That's amazing. You may not be building, you won't. I don't think I made Eric Emerald until 3 years or 4 years into the business. And I've been in it for 5. It took some time. So good. And you never do it alone. Your team will show you how awesome you are when you hit Emerald's an amazing goal. Yep, we're always here to celebrate you. Powerhouse leaders, Kim. You know it, girlfriend. Yay, you all are incredible. I have like stuff to get through, but get in the group. Who is trying to get in there? And you know what? I listened to, what is it, Kim? The Power Positive Summit. If you guys, I'm going to post the link in the team page. It's a free, long thing, week-long thing. It's free videos of our favorite people. Ed Milet is speaking, right? There are people I have never heard of where I'm like, need to get that book that person wrote. And there's quick videos. I think the longest video on there was like 15 minutes. Otherwise, they're like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, sorry for the train. And there's about 4 speakers a day, and it pops up in your email, and you just listen to them, and they're so good, so good. And so you guys should definitely get in there. Do you have to finish everything? Oh no, I'm getting sidetracked by. I didn't sign up because I was afraid of the time. No, so I caught up on day 1. We're on day 2. I listened to day 1 today. You have access to it for a week, I think. Like each.
Yeah, you'll have access to the videos for, I think it's almost a week after the week ends. So you can always play catch up as you go, or you can listen to them right away. But I think there's an extended period of time after the 29th that the videos are available. He's going to try to sell you on on a few things at the end, but like just soak up all the free content you can get. It's amazing.
There's so much free content. It was so good. And something I wanted to share with you guys, John Maxwell said it today in his video. Erica, no, just if you were diamond and dropped rank, yes, but if you are active diamond, no. So if you were a lifetime diamond and dropped in your emerald, you can get in with a Success Club point, if that makes sense. But John Maxwell said there's a difference between can I and how can I. Can I is already leaving room for you're gonna make an excuse, or you're leaving wiggle room for not making it happen. Can I do this? Let's see, right? But how can I is like, I'm gonna figure out the solution to this. I'm gonna get it done. So emerald, can I hit emerald versus how can I hit emerald? I saw someone post on Team Page, they're gonna help. I'm so excited. They're gonna help their sister-in-law, cousin, I can't remember, Sydney, sorry. But I was like so excited, and she said, this just proves that I can do this. And I'm like, wait a second, like it's not dependent upon whether the person you're currently talking to says yes or no. It's dependent upon whether you keep showing up or not. Because someone is ready, but the person you may be talking to may not be ready. But the difference is that you are showing up regardless whether or not someone joins you. And that's the difference, right? We have to show that, act that, be that. How can I versus can I, which makes the difference. Success Club, and I want to talk real quick about Instagram. So Success Club, the goal every single month is hitting Success Club 6. That is helping 3 people every month. Not hard, especially when you're sharing your story. Now you can be talking with people. There's a lot of people in your life that are a relationship away that would want this. And so I've hit it for 50, I'm going on 58 months in a row. And it's not because I'm superhero. It's not because it's amazing. I'm amazing. It's not because I've had insane results and transformation. That's not how I hit Success Club, because there are people who have amazing transformation that don't hit Success Club. How I hit Success Club is that I show up in my own journey, I share my journey, and I'm talking with people. Get really good at people, and you have the tools to help them do that. Now, can I or how can I? So Success Club should be a non-negotiable, especially if you want to be doing something. If you're a brand new coach, here's the deal. You don't need to be wherever you think you need to be in order to be someone. Does that make sense? You are now. You joined for a reason. That is enough story. That is enough for someone to want to join alongside you, because you decided that you needed a transformation. You decided you needed this community. You decided right here and right now, this is something that you need. That is enough. It has nothing to do with, oh, I need to wait till I get results to post on social media. Nope, I'm telling you, what is more, you know what's crazy? It's like when I'm showing everybody, everyone's saying, Julian, you're so inspiring by sharing your pregnancy journey. But you want to know what's cool is when I upload that calendar and it shows that I'm going on to week 7, they've seen me show up every freaking day. And then when I show up on that last day of my program, they're going to be like, she showed up every single day. Between day 5 and day 10, there's not a huge crazy thing. But day 1 to day 60, that's consistent AF. But it's not this day 60 that makes it inspiring. It's inspiring that I just show up, that I show up in my season. And so you saying yes to this is enough. And it is a cop-out and an excuse when we think we have to be farther along in order for people to do this with us. That is a mindset thing we need to work on. The mindset shift we need to make is I care about people. I love this. I said yes for a reason, and someone will join alongside me. Sometimes we think we have to be this perfect. I'm telling you what, man, it's crazy. The posts that I make are that are the most transparent with weakness. I shared yesterday in pregnancy that I don't feel connected to my baby yet, and I don't feel guilty about it. I don't feel like shame with it, but I think that some women do. And then some people do feel connected, and they might be like, how do you not feel connected? Don't you feel it kicking? And I'm like, I don't. Like, I think I need to physically see my baby and hold it. Like, in order to feel that connection. It doesn't mean I'm not grateful. It doesn't mean I'm not excited. It doesn't mean that I'm not like ... that is a fact. I don't feel connected to my child right now. And Eric doesn't either. And if it takes him 3 months after our child is born, I'm not going to get angry at him. I'm aware that that might be a thing, right? And people were like, thank you for saying something. Like, thank you for sharing that. When I asked about postpartum depression, people are like, thank you for talking about this. Thank you for making this aware, right? People are connecting with me through my vulnerability and transparency and my honesty. Today, I saw a man peeing. I don't know why God puts me on the trails and tracks and directions that I go, because I swear to you, I can spot a peeing person from 5 miles away. I always see them, and it's uncomfortable every single time. And I don't know if it's because my subconscious is aware of who can I find that's peeing right now, but let me tell you, if you want to hang out with me, you're going to find someone that's peeing. So me and my personality, I didn't know where Eric was and Wyatt, so I round the truck and I'm like, that guy's not peeing. No, he's dumping water out for sure. And then I'm like, he's peeing. And then I walk around and the toilet is like not even that far away. And I just go, sir, there's a toilet or there's a bathroom right there. And then as I said that, Eric rounds the corner. The guy looks at me. Don't worry, he's zipped by this point. I hope he wouldn't turn to me when he's not. That would be like absolutely horrible. And I lock eyes with Eric. This guy just like looks at me like jaw hitting the floor. He didn't say a word because he knew I was right. And then I kept walking. And then Eric was and I shared this on social media and I'm like, would you have said something? And it was funny to see who would have and who wouldn't have. But I'm like, Eric wouldn't have. Like, that's just our different personalities, right? But I'm transparent in that way, and I'm connecting to my audience, telling them and showing them how I am. People join real people. If you wouldn't have said something, post about that, right? Being like, oh my gosh, like I get so uncomfortable and walk away, like I don't know what to do. Like, what would you guys have done, right? Like, be honest about what you would have done in not a peeing scenario, but just in general, right? People follow relatable people. Success Club is all about relatability, putting in the work, and having consistent conversations, not with just the same old people who are telling you they will and they never do. Right? Someday is a never day. I heard that on the summit today or something like that. Like one day turns into never. One day you're waiting for them, they're not going to. So you need to move along and you need to keep on going and you need to keep following up, but you need to not rely on a maybe or a cop-out or an excuse or next month or Monday or not yet when things slow down. Don't rely on those people and be like, yeah, I'm following up, I'm inviting, to all the same people who are giving you all the same ish. No, you keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving. Hey girl, how you doing? Hey, I followed up with the people who said they would last month. Just said, what's up? How you doing? I haven't forgotten about you. But in the meantime, I've talked to a lot more people. So just an awareness of that. As far as social media goes, make sure you know what you're inviting to. Are you inviting to a challenge group or are you co-hosting it with someone? I think our team is really reliant upon other people running their groups for them. One, that could be my fault. Two, I really do like bigger groups, but I really do encourage you. I get it. You're nervous. I don't want just 5 people in my group, but what's wrong with that? What if you had a texting thread? What if you changed it up a little bit and you figured out a different way to run a challenge group that would make sense in your life, right? So do that and know what you're inviting to and don't wait for someone else. This is a big thing that I see. Coaches see other coaches running a group and they're like, hey, can I put my people in there? Why? They don't want to put in the work. Or they don't feel like they have enough confidence to run one themselves. The more, I am telling you, my worst group, there's been a lot of them, believe me when I say that, was, I don't even remember, it was like, you guys, this was literally my group. Oh my gosh. For 12 days, I picked a powerful woman in the world and did a biography write-up of them. That was our group. Like straight up day 1, Rosa Parks. Day 2, so-and-so. Like that was my nutrition and fitness group. Yep. No one participated. It's fine. I moved on. I survived. I got better. I learned. It was cool in theory. It wasn't cool at all. But anyway, I just worked through it. I didn't rely on anyone else. I just figured it out and just kept on going. oh my gosh, Brittany, please, no, you need to forget these types of things. See, look, now it's proof. I'm not lying to you. It was a real thing. She saw it, and she did not join me then. So makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I had to get better at my craft. Yeah, you might run bomb quiet groups. Bomb in not a good way. I know bomb can mean cool things, but I'm talking non-cool things. Get over it. You learn and you grow. As a teacher, some of your lessons suck. So you just course correct. Some of your workouts, some of your days you're like, man, mom, fail. Like, how did I even mom today? Right? Don't some of you go to bed being like, they hate me. Like, I ruined them. And then the next day, it's like they don't even remember. Like, can we just like take everything with a grain of salt and just get better and just course correct instead of trying to be so perfect? Unless you're a perfectionist on here, the performer, I think, is who you are. Type 1, perfectionist, right? So it might be a little bit harder for you on the ENNEAGRAM. But y'all, come on. Once you take ownership in this, that you have a successful team, you do. Happy and Fit is very successful. It is. Like, we're one of the top teams. Can you just take ownership in that until you get to wherever you want? Don't wait. This is your team. This is not Julianne's team. It's not. If it was just me, no one would be on this call, right? It's our community. So can you just own it, or whatever team you have, or whatever your main hub is, and own that? And then just go out there and do your thing. So know what you're invited to. Lead by example. Are you showing up daily? Are you showing up daily? And we had this conversation in Team Happy and Fit. This was in the summit too, where I forget who it was. It was the guy who helps a couple of sports teams. He was amazing. And he talked about feelings versus standards. And I was like, this is exactly what I said. You're not always going to find joy in it. So you just got to do it anyway. You're not going to feel like it always. You just got to do it anyway. Can anyone relate to that, right? There are days you guys don't want to go to work, but you do it anyway, right? So we have to do the same thing with our workouts. We have to do the same thing with social media. I don't always feel like showing up on social media, but I'm like, it's my job, and I'm so grateful that I get to share my story. No one tells me what to share. I share me, and I connect with other people to help them. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. So sometimes, like, we don't feel like showing up daily. Well, we got to get over it, and we have to make it a standard. We have to make it a habit, and we just do it. And then when you didn't feel like doing it that day and you did it anyway, share it, because then it makes you so reliable, right? Are you showing up daily? Are you showing your journey daily? Remember, showing up is not what the battle is about. You just got to show up. Showing up gets you in the battle. That's Ed Milet, right? And are you sharing that every single day? It's crazy. Every day I'm like, energize. Like, I share my energize. That's what I do. And everyone knows I'm about to work out. And then they see me pull up BOD. They see me sharing my calendar. They see me sharing my workouts. And if you follow me on Instagram, you guys are all nodding because you're like, you wash, rinse, repeat that, Julianne. You wash, rinse, repeat it. You wash, rinse, repeat sharing your Shakeology. You wash, rinse, repeat sharing coach shout outs. You repost things. You share a positive quote. You share these Zooms after every single one you have. You talk about coaching in some capacity. You have a call to action. Today I had a quiz of how do you know me? Some of you are dead to me. Some of you know me so well and don't know me at all by failing that quiz miserably. Some of you did pass it. Congratulations. No, I have not been to Paris, France. You know what I'm saying? And it's like getting to know each other. So are you sharing that daily? And then are you following a program to get results? And please take this with a grain of salt and not so literal. Maybe you're trying to gain weight. Maybe this one program isn't going to shed the 100 pounds that you need to shred. I get it. But I think the results in this is starting and finishing. I think starting and finishing, you should feel a different way after. I think drinking Shakeology for 14 straight days, you should be more regular. I really do think that. Unless you were eating really, really healthy before, you may not feel the biggest of difference. But for those of you who ate horribly and now have Shakeology every single day, guys, Shakeology that's like the easiest vital behavior. It really is. Let's not make it so hard, right? But are you following a nutrition plan? Have you been doing this for so long and like you've never had one single transformation? Man, Brittany Burmeister's was so good today. I didn't have time to click like or comment on there, the biggest difference between these photos, happiness. And yeah, there's a weight loss transformation in there, but that's exactly what I saw too. I was like, you just look happier. When I look at some of mine, I notice my skin. My skin just looks healthier. Like, not necessarily like I have less acne, but it's like my face just didn't look healthy. So when you share a transformation, it doesn't have to be a side by side. Your transformation can be, this is the first time in my life I have shown up for 21 straight days. Your transformation could be, every day I got a Starbucks coffee, and I only do that once a month now. I know Turner talks about that. She would always get a bagel and coffee, and now she like walks past the line of everybody with her Shaco, you know, and all this stuff that are all standing in line. And she's like, whoa, that was a waste of time and money, right? So how are you transforming? That's what you need to share for sure. And then with showing up on social media every single day and add value and have a call to action. A call to action, or CTA is what they call it, is something like, join alongside me, get in my boot camp. And you know what? They don't know what a boot camp is. So on your Instagram stories, show them. What I'll do is I'll go through a Facebook group and be like, look at all these people checking in. It takes 15 seconds for me to check their posts. It's great. And just sharing all of that. Beth, I noticed that with mine too. That is so cool. That makes my heart so happy. As far as Instagram goes, Nikki Touch and I heard Brittany Frost talk about this. She suggests doing a minimum of 8 stories. So you could do like, and some of you are like, 8 stories, I only do 2, or maybe you do 20, whatever. Like, just start doing it, if that makes sense. But 8 is a good goal. You can share your energize, your workout, you can share motivation, you can share your lunch, you can share your lifestyle, you can share your kids, you can share your dog, you can share a man peeing, not physically, but after he's done peeing and talking about it, right? You can share whatever. This is why I got a dog, though. It's to make my Instagram better. I'm so serious. Anyway, Wyatt, oh, he's not here. He didn't hear that. And then invite on a story. What I mean by that is you can talk and be like, hey, how many of you struggle with fitness or nutrition? Do a poll on that. And then be like, I would love to partner with you and work and dial in on our nutrition. So you can make a post about that. You can make a story thing about that. Message the people who are following you on your stories and thank them. Hey, Jill, thank you so much for watching my stories. I really appreciate it. How is your week going? Or you can say, Jill, thanks for following me on my stories. I don't know if you saw, but I'm hosting a fitness and nutrition group, a focus group, and I would love to give you more information. Have you seen it, or have you seen me post about it? Just send them an invite there right away. Usually when people I try to do polls that aren't just fitness and nutrition. I try to share more, and I'll message them and be like, you're my tribe. Like, you so get me. Or, I'll message them. I even message some of you who are participating on it. And then, or just thanking them or whatever. Use the poll. You can use geotags. You can share screenshots of coach successes. You can share screenshots of being on this kind of call and talking about what we're talking about and why you love it. Do coach shout outs. Take others on a journey. Take them on your journey of your morning routine. Take them on a journey of how you work out. Take them on a journey of what Beachbody On Demand is, how you make your shakes, how you meal prep at the grocery store. Maybe how you check in with your groups, how you do certain bedtime routine, how you mom, I don't know. Just take people on a journey in your life. And then obviously choose non-fitness and nutrition stuff to share. And I always say I need more hobbies. It's so easy just to share that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm the most boring person on the planet because I don't know what else to share in my life. You could go to Google and be like, what are great things to share on stories? Or I love following Ed Milet and certain people, and you can see what they're sharing on their stories as well. I think my favorite ones are the ones where you feel like you're sitting in the room with the person. I think on mine today, you'll feel like you're in the car with Eric and I, especially when I set him up for failure by saying do you think my stomach got really big, or do you think it's like a cute little basketball size? And he spit out his water, like laughing, which meant like not the cute basketball size. And then I asked him again, and he's like, the cute basketball size. Like, great answer. Like, that was the best answer I've ever heard. And we were just like giggling. But I hope people following that felt like they were in the car with me, if that makes sense. And that's intentional. Like, I want that. I want people to know, like if I have stuff on my face, I'll be like, I just noticed that. Like, I have stuff in my teeth, whatever. A lot of people try to fix all that stuff before, and they redo their stories. How many of you are redoing your stories because you notice a mess in the background? Do you relate to moms who hate laundry, or that get it all done and everything looks perfect? Don't you just want to punch all of them in the face? Like, that's so mean to say, but like, that's unrelatable. You relate to the mom where you like, what happened? Like, I just put all those toys away and they're all out. Work out when it's messy. Like, work out when the laundry is everywhere. Show that. Like, and you don't even have to comment on it. You can even make a joke. Be like, we're ignoring this part of that. Oh, wait, we're going to turn. There we go. And then so they see that your house is a mess, but you like make a joke about it, right? Toys, laundry, all of it. Anna, which one? I don't want to say your name wrong. I'm assuming it's Anna. That's why you're my tribe. Look at that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But how many of you are hiding that? How many of you, I find myself doing it still, and I'm like, no. Like, what makes people more relatable to me is me just sharing the authenticity of it. Not everything, if like we do make our bed, but like our guest bed right now, because Wyatt, it's all Wyatt. Like, look, like you'll see that if I do that, it's all like crazy. He does that himself. He just makes himself so comfortable. Just be honest in your stories, and then you can make jokes about it. Okay, I need to take a deep breath. I was going so fast because I wanted to get to the meat of the call. Anyway, were those good takeaways? Like, did that help you reaffirm, I need to do this, right? Can I, or how can I? Mindset shift. I need to take a deep breather here. Any comments? Oh, Chris, that's what's up. It's just more relatable. And talk about that. And you would rather hang out with moms who aren't perfect. I remember when I was at Rise with Rachel Hollis last year, and Steph Curry's wife, forget her name, she was on the Today Show, and they were like, so like, how do you do it? It's like Alicia or something like that. How do you do it? Like, you have these cookbooks, you have 3 kids, you know, you're an entrepreneur, you're a wife, and then you know what her answer was? I just do it. I just do it. And Rachel Hollis was like, she lied. She has help. She has a nanny. Like, she has a cook. She has someone. Like, she just let so many moms in the world down because she wasn't transparent that she gets help. And, oh, Jill, no, like straight up, I'm going to pay someone to do my laundry one day, have a housekeeper, and a landscape person. There's Lindsay Matway. She's a top Beachbody coach. She has someone who collects dog poop once a week, every day in her yard. She's like, if I can pay someone to do it, I don't think I'm above that, but she's like, but I don't want to spend my time doing that. I want to spend my time with my family. I don't want to spend my time doing all this other stuff. And if I can make the means happen, then I'm going to do that. And I think that that's where we start to have more choices in this business, and we start to dream bigger. Again, we don't do this to leave our jobs. We don't do this to just do this part-time. We do this to have more choices in life alongside getting in the best shape of our lives. Why not you? I'm telling you, you are the only reason you're getting in the way. For those of you who don't see the potential in this, or you're not making an effort towards it, there's something deep down in your soul and in your mindset that you don't feel like you are enough. And I'm going to literally combat those feelings and tell you that's BS. You are capable. You can do this. You are enough. And you can do anything. And there's so much potential for you. There's so much room for you. And you are so meant to be here. You just got to push through these limitations. And once you do, you get more confidence in where you're going. But it's things like that of like, I may never quit my job one day, but it would be awesome to have a house cleaner, keeper. It would be so awesome because coming home from a long day, I just want to spend time with my family. I don't want to be doing all this other stuff, right? It's huge. Okay, Enneagram. We're going to get into this. I'm going to try to get through it. This has been really helpful. Eric and I went to a workshop together a couple of weeks ago, and it was amazing. It was specifically for our marriage, and I do feel like it helped our marriage a lot, and I'll explain it in a minute of why that is, but there's 9 types real fast, and you might want to take notes on this. Type 1 is the perfectionist. They're ethical, dedicated, and reliable. They are motivated by a desire to live the right way and improve the world and avoid fault and blame. I'm going to go fast this, and you can watch the recording if you didn't get all of that, okay? The helper. This is actually when I'm at my healthiest as an 8. This is a number I go to at my healthiest. So all of us have our number. I'm an 8, and we have an ascending and descending number. A number that I can thrive in also is the number 2, which is the helper. They're warm, caring, and giving, and they are motivated by a need to be loved and needed and to avoid acknowledging their own needs. Type 3, the performer. By the way, type 3s are amazing CEOs. Type 3, they're success-oriented, image-conscious, and wired for productivity, and they are motivated by a need to be or appear to be successful and to avoid failure. Type 4, the romantic. I go in conflict with 4. Or 4s go in conflict with me, mainly. Number 4 is creative, sensitive, and moody. They are motivated by a need to be understood and experience their oversized feelings and avoid being ordinary. Type 5, the investigator. This is my insecure state when I'm stressed. So when I'm feeling insecure and stressed, when I'm not at my healthy number, this is what I resort to in not a good way. And all of you have descending, and I'll explain it in a minute. So where I feel the most insecure is number 5, and it's analytical, detached, and private. They are motivated by a need to gain knowledge, conserve energy, and avoid relying on others. I would say a 5 doesn't tap into mentoring and being coached. Like they kind of just want, and there's pros and cons to all of them. But that's like a big one that I think, or they feel like they need to know everything before doing something in this. Like they have to have all the facts. Type 6, the loyalist, is committed, practical, and witty. They are the worst case scenario thinkers who are motivated by fear and their need for security. Now, thinking of the worst case scenarios is not necessarily a bad thing for a 6. In fact, it makes them feel better when they can think of like, I'll go bankrupt, I'll go this, and this. Because then once they go through all those worst case scenarios, they can take action so they don't do all those things. Does that make sense? So like an example, I'm not a 6, but like moving to California, the first thing I said was we're going to go bankrupt, which now makes me laugh. Like, first of all, if that would have actually happened, we wouldn't have died. 2, like it wouldn't have happened. And if it did, again, it would be fine, right? But like that's kind of what a 6 does. They like think of like all these terrible things, and then they do whatever to make sure that none of that happens. A number 7 is the enthusiast, fun, spontaneous, and adventurous. They are motivated by a need to be happy, to plan stimulating experiences, and to avoid pain. And then type 8, the challenger, commanding, intense, and confrontational. They are motivated by a need to be strong and avoid feeling weak or vulnerable. So I am an 8, and vulnerability is tough for me. Transparency is easy for me. There's a difference between transparency and vulnerability. So if I'm in a big group of people, I'll be blunt, but I will not let people see, I'll put up a guard. People won't see a certain part of me because I don't trust them yet. If that makes sense. A 9, this is Eric. The peacemaker, pleasant, laid back, and accommodating. They are motivated by the need to keep peace, merge with others, and avoid conflict as much as possible. We are complete opposite. So what I want to do, this was the best part of our workshop. I'm like breezing through this, but it's so good. Relationships with type 1s. So type 1s, this is how you need to tell the people in your life to communicate with you. I know some of you were asking about this. This is good. So teach them that praise often works better for you. So if you are a type 1, I need to understand that, because I don't work based off of like shout outs and things and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not what I need, because I'm a different number. I'm a different person. I'm a different personality. But if you are a number 1, this is vital, especially working with me. I know I do shout outs and things like that, but like if this is like really what you need, I'm probably not doing it enough. Be careful, gentle when you point out their mistakes. Again, being an 8, I'm very blunt, and it probably is not coming off as careful and gentle, right? Admit your mistakes in the relationship. So if I've had a miscommunication with you, I need to own it and just say it. That will make you feel a lot better. Where I don't really need that in people communicating to me. Ones appreciate equity. They work hard and they expect the same from you. They need you to be trustworthy and loyal because they are. When in conflict, let them know that you want to resolve it. They need to hear that you are committed to working things through. So 1s, that's what you need to tell people. Like, I need to know you're committed to working this out, right? Or it's good for me to know a 1 needs that. They like to be appreciated for their effort, like cards, small gifts, and words of affirmation. And I'm so bad at all of that. So you 1s, I'm so sorry. They like order, it will help if you keep your space you share with them orderly. Encourage downtime and vacation. Be careful about offhanded remarks and teasing, because they're very sensitive to criticism. Are some of you 1s being like, oh man, yes, that is so true. With me, you can joke around and I won't take it personally. Like, you can just say it. Since 1s often doubt their value and worthiness, they need to hear and believe that they are good and that they are loved. That's powerful, because again, my number doesn't need that. I'm more like, get over it. And that is not sensitive, and that is not gentle, and that is not helpful. So this is very eye-opening, right? Okay, I'm going through this because I have 10 minutes. Oh dear, it's about 1 minute per thing. Type 2s. Find a way to help 2s share with you how they feel. Remember that most 2s process verbally, so they just need to get it off their chest. Don't trust their answer when they say they're fine or good. Press a little deeper. Is this true, 2s? They need to hear you say, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. There's nothing you need to do or be. There's nothing you need to help me with. I love you for you. Encourage them to let you address their own feelings. They need affection and reassurance. So I'm sure 2s are being like, do you really love me? Am I really your friend? Am I really a good coach? Right? Need someone Need someone who wants to meet and know their friends. Have patience when a 2 is overly concerned with their relationships with other people. Anger or disappropriate emotional responses usually signal unmet needs. 2s are very perceptive about what other people want or need from them. At the same time, they are usually disconnected from what they need and what they want from others. A key to relationship with 2s is to help bridge that gap. 2s process verbally. They don't think things through. They talk their way through them. I see so many nods. This is so great. 2s are happy to be second in command. Be sure to acknowledge their contribution. For 3s, don't assume that 3s have an easy access to their feelings. Know that their usual orientation to time is in the future. They won't be interested in rehashing things from the past. Oh, with threes, do not bring things up from the past. Oh dear, if there's a 3 on here, Kim Meyer is a 3, right? Who else is a 3? Do not bring it up. That is how you love her. You let it go. You let it go. Know that 3s want your approval and praise, so verbalize it. And 3s are badasses. They're going to blaze a effing trail, and not a lot of people are going to praise them for it. And they think that they don't need it. They do. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. Don't talk too much about negative things to 3s. Like, so do not go into like one-on-ones or whatever, or messages and saying all the negative things that are going on. It's going to drive them crazy. 3s are generally optimistic and appreciate a positive outlook. Avoid over talking about your relationships. They just want to get to the point. Need to be encouraged to identify and discuss feelings, but give them space when they do. They don't like to be interrupted on a project. They appreciate when you are upfront with them about what you need. Let 3s know it's not the image you love, but it's what's beneath it. Remember that although 3s appear to have an endless energy since they measure their days and lives in productivity, underneath it all, they are often exhausted. If they are not intentional, it will be hard for 3s to talk about what has happened or what is happening in their lives at work. 4s. Don't be afraid to tell 4s when you feel pressure to be more than you can be. I needed this, because remember, I need this. Okay. They need to be both unique and authentic and will require some compromise at times. 4s long for what they don't have and are comfortable with longing. It's not something you can fix. For a 4, you cannot fix this. Tell 4s how their mood changes affect you. I struggle the most with 4s. Like the moodiness, it's like so hard for me to gauge because I'm like opposite. Don't tell 4s to cheer up. They are usually neither sad nor depressed and are comfortable with melancholy. Don't accuse 4s of being too sensitive or overreacting. That is a no. Don't say you're being sensitive. That would be bad. Don't take the push and pull dynamic personally. Allow them room to process their feelings. 4s need trust and a steady attention in their personal relationships. They want you to be authentic with them. 4s generally prefer fewer mutually loving one-on-one relationships to lots of social contacts. 4s feel like they aren't good enough or aren't liked, and they need you to acknowledge their feelings. Affirm that the feeling is valid for them without affirming the premise it is based on. Remind 4s that you see them as someone more competent, valuable, and lovable than they are seeing themselves in that current moment. Type 5. Be clear with 5s about what you need and want, but don't be demanding. Be aware that 5s don't always pick up on innuendo and indirect suggestion in conversation. Be forthright and direct with 5s, but don't use too many words. Got that? If you have a problem, agree on a time to discuss it. It gives them time to think about your concern. Don't push them to socialize with other people. Who is the 5 on here? Are you like, do not, Julianne, don't tell me to get on these calls, girl. You're crazy. Don't tell me to try to socialize and go to those parties. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, y'all. If you ask a 5 what they feel, they will tell you what they think. I love that. You'll have to be persistent to get to the feeling level. It's important for 5s to know what is expected of them. They like details. So you guys need to know, like, this is how you go enrolled. This is how you make money. Like, this is like exactly what you need to do step by step. They have a strong desire to live life so they never have to depend on someone else to take care of them. And you are in the right space of a business, my friends. If they need your care, offer it with few words, as little fanfare as possible. Be aware that 5s measure life by what it will cost them. Money, energy, time, privacy, affection. That is so interesting. Like, you go like evaluate like what it will cost. Type 6s, we're almost done. Stick with me. 6s have a deep appreciation for people who are authentic and genuine, but they don't trust appearances. Who's a 6 on here? Worst case scenario planning is comforting to sixes. So take them seriously when they talk to you about what could go wrong. That would drive me crazy. So you sixes on here, I need to really work with you because I am like, why are we focusing on that? We just gotta, I'm a risk taker. We're just gonna take the risk. Sixes, I probably drive sixes crazy with that. But do focus on the best possible outcome instead of the worst. Encourage them to trust themselves more and take more measured risks. I'm good for that. At home, sixes need emotional attentiveness and conversation. They need someone who is a partner in their everyday details of life. Sixes often keep their anxiety to themselves. They usually try to manage it alone so they aren't making it a big deal for anyone else. They require lots of reassurance, observable and verbal, about your commitment to them. That would be really important to tell a partner. Like, that's what you would need, right? Point out all the good things they bring to the relationship. Encourage them to act when they are overthinking. They tend to confuse thinking about something with doing something about it. Holly is like, this is me. Okay, sevens. And then I'm going to share something at the end. Don't try to get sevens to commit to a specific routine or schedule. They need spontaneity and flexibility. I think these are the more yellow color, okay? Sevens need the other person in the relationship to have his or her own energy and interest. When criticism is necessary, be gentle and brief. Share your feelings with a seven, but don't process your feelings with a seven. Who is a seven? Share your feelings with a seven, but don't process. For those of you who are verbal processors, to a seven, you can't do this. This is not good. Sevens both love time with people and time alone. It will help if you contribute to making both happen. One of the best gifts you can offer a seven is encouraging them to allow and experience a full range of emotions. Invite an adult seven to teach you the gift of playing. Be attentive to their stories. The telling of their stories is often the way they express and share their feelings. Sevens need the space to freely express their ideas. If you decide to go a different direction, that's completely okay with them. It's not helpful to talk to a seven about their potential. Oh gosh, I feel like that's all I talk about. So you sevens hate it. You hate it when I'm like, you have so much potential within you. Who's a seven? I need to know. They don't respond well to expectations. And any talk of potential feels wrapped up in expectation. That is so good to know as a mentor. Eights, this is me. Y'all better listen up. This is me. There's not a lot of eights. There's like only a few, so that's why I got to speak up for us. Even though eights are strong and assertive, they still need care. And Eric was like, oh my gosh, I needed to know that. If you don't stand up for yourself, not forthcoming, fail to be honest or indirect, you are invisible to eights. When I hear someone talking about me and it's not straight to me, one, I'll go straight to them, but I like lost trust. Come to me. Like if you hurt my feelings or not, I need to hear it, right? Don't beat around the bush. Eights want communication to be brief, straightforward, and truthful. My brother, how's vacation? It was good. Eric played basketball. I hung out with my friends and I worked out. He's like, that's it? I'm like, yep, that's it. It was so great. I just straight detail. Be aware that eights are controlling in relationships because they don't like to be controlled. Tell them if you have an issue with them, not someone else. Bring your best effort to anything you do. If eights are not happy with you, they will tell you. I will tell you. If they seem distant, this is important. For you guys need to know this. Especially for you fours, if they seem distant, it has nothing to do with you. They're not even thinking about you. I'm not thinking about you if you feel distant from me. Encourage eights to exercise regularly to use up their energy. Keep in mind that eights are often unaware of how they affect others. Their aggression is not personal. It's never emotional. It's just blunt, straightforward. Intensity is always well received. Be secure in yourself and in what you think and believe. Last one. Stick with me. Nines. This is my hubby. Who's a nine? Who's a nine? Nines have their own desires, dreams, and preferences. Encourage them to name them. Encourage nines to develop their own identity in a relationship with you. Nines appreciate and need a peaceful environment. I would say our household is that. Like, it's just very calming, and Eric needs that. Avoid saying, don't you think we should? So I can't do that with Eric. The answer will always be yes. They'll always just say yes. Focus on what nines do as opposed to what they forget or fail to do. That's important. As a mentor and leader, if you are leading someone who is a 9, it's really easy to look at what they're not doing, but it's really, really important to be like, they're showing up. They posted on social media today. Like, you have to acknowledge that. Don't interrupt when 9s are talking. Make room for them to meander a bit. They will get to the point. Eric, what's the point? Get to the point. I would interrupt him, and I just have to trust he'll get there eventually. It might take a while, faster, because I like points, right? So I have to trust that he'll get to the point. Encourage 9s to share their grievances with you. 9s want clear, direct communication regarding what's expected of them. Remember this, agreement doesn't always lead to participation. And when 9s do participate, it doesn't always mean commitment. So Eric will be tracking a conversation and say yes, but he's not saying yes to what I'm asking. He's just tracking the conversation by saying yes, and that's caused miscommunication with us. 9s need lots of affirmation and affection, and so if a 9 has strength to say an honest no to you, let them know how much you appreciate their honesty and that you aren't going away regardless of their response. So that was like the fastest, I was in this workshop for hours, but I also want you guys to know that you have a left wing and a right wing, and it's like a dominant hand. One is more dominant than another. So you are your number, but you're also parts of the number next to your number. So me being an 8, I'm partially a 7 and partially a 9. So if you are a 1, you're partially a 9 and you're partially a 2. You're 2, you're partially a 1, but I'm more of a 7 than I am a 9. As an 8, I'm full-blown 8, but I have 7 characteristics and 9 characteristics. I lean more dominantly to 7 over a 9, but I have both, if that makes sense. So for me, I'm not just an 8, I'm an 8 wing 7. So that's like my main personality. So I'm going to post, if you have not taken the quiz, in the team page, and then I would love for you to take it. And there's also one you can do that's more in depth. That's $12. That's what Eric and I did. And it's really helped us. Like for him, I can't just say like, what was your favorite part of church? I have to ask him a better, more specific question so he gets to the point, instead of just like asking this really broad question. Or for me, he's like, you are really strong. By the way, 8s, I have it all in the notes of like what they're really good at. 8s are awesome entrepreneurs. Like there's like certain job titles for each one. I'll have to find that. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. Yes, wing. So how I would write this, I'm going to hit